My name is Ron Neyland, and I'm from Hewlett Packard Enterprise. I'm a part of a group you may not have heard of. I hope you will know about us when I'm done in a few minutes. How many of you know of HPE? How many of you know about us in the data center? How many of you know about us outside the data center? Yeah, 2 people. They happen to work in my group. Yeah, so one of the things that's real interesting that we've been up to at HPE for a couple of years is how we can actually help our customers out beyond just the data center. And so we started about 3 years ago looking at, okay, what can we do to take some of the goodness that we've built over the last 30 years in the data center and actually apply it to our customers' needs beyond the data center and what we call the edge. In fact, if you look, the opportunity is quite broad. For us, we look at, there's the cloud, the data center, and an edge. And the edge basically is anywhere that's beyond the normal data center or a cloud, and the opportunity is how we can actually help you make use of the information and data at the edge. And so that's what I'm going to spend just a few minutes talking about. I appreciate your time. I know you've got some great food to eat, so keep going and enjoy it. So when we talk about the edge, as I said earlier, we're talking about things that go beyond the data center. And for us, that can be a wide range of things. We can be talking about a manufacturing environment where you're making everything from cars to food and beverage. We can be talking about oil rigs out in the middle of the Gulf, or in West Texas where I went to college. Not much out there, but a lot of oil wells pumping. All the way to actually a retail or a branch or campus environment. But these all have one thing in common, and that's that they're remote from the data center, but they still have compute needs. And we've actually developed a set of products, services, and capabilities and partnered with Microsoft to make these things all fly in the non-data center world. Well, when we got started a couple of years ago on this journey, we were looking at, okay, what is needed at the edge? We know that people have been doing things at the edge with everything from Raspberry Pis to industrial PCs, but what's really needed to take advantage of the data that's being generated out at the edge? And if you think about it, if you're at an oil rig, you're generating a lot of data as you're drilling. You need to bring that in. You need to deal with it. You don't have a high-speed link back to the cloud. If you think about in a factory, you've got a lot of information coming off the factory machines, the PLCs. You don't necessarily have the bandwidth to send everything up, get decisions made, and get it back in real time. Well, all of those are reasons that we developed what we call our Edgeline family of products. And the whole goal of what we did here is to actually bring that enterprise class compute from the data center out to the edge, but in a form factor that's actually appropriate. You'll notice here, these look more industrial. They actually are more industrial. They've got higher temp ranges, better shock and vibe, but they also bring all of the goodness of the data center, that Xeon class performance, management built in, just like in the data center, running the enterprise class software. And so today we're going to talk a little bit about some of the use cases we've got, where we've got Azure and the edge, where we've got Microsoft SQL Server, some new storage capabilities, and then lastly, a really cool thing that we're doing with Microsoft, where we're bringing technology that's been applied to AI in Microsoft's Bing environment and actually bringing it to the edge so you can do AI at the edge in real time. And that's what we'll talk about, and we have several of these set up. If you look at why customers might want to do compute at the edge, there's several reasons. One is they've got a lot of data coming in. For example, in video cameras, we have a lot of customers who have security cameras set up all over the place, but they're looking for new ways that they can actually leverage that video. For example, doing video-based quality assurance, We have customers that are actually using cameras in their factories to, in real time, analyze the images from their factory lines for quality purposes. We're also working with airlines where they have cameras at the gates on the outside looking at the tarmac, and they're looking at how can I actually provide a safer environment both for the people as well as the aircraft. You don't want to move that aircraft when something is where it shouldn't be, and they're looking at, okay, how can I use video analytics to do that? In test and measurement, we're working with customers who are actually making automobiles, and we've put systems in place that allow them to test the car in real time using a very condensed system that converges down a lot of functionality, and that's another thing. We're taking advantage of various ways to bring data in, from SCADA systems that are controlling the environment, PXI systems that actually provide data acquisition directly at high speed, high fidelity, and lastly, CAN bus, where we can talk to the cars. We're leveraging Microsoft technology like Azure and storage spaces, and as you'll see in a minute, Brainwave. All of these are done on our Edgeline 4000 and Edgeline 1000, where they can run these x86 software applications at the edge with no modifications. That's really key. Let me give you a quick example. How many of you know about Azure-IoT in the cloud? So Microsoft's put a lot of effort in to actually taking the Azure capabilities and adapting it for IoT. And what they've done is they've created a lot of workloads like streaming analytics that originate in the cloud, in Azure. And the way that works is you get your data coming from your, in this case, a factory. These are programmable logic controllers. They're sending data up. Data comes into a little gateway that has a piece called Microsoft IoT Hub on it, and it ends up in the cloud where a lot of work gets done on it. Well, think about it. If you're in a factory and you've got lots of data, lots of things being manufactured, it may not take much bandwidth to get it to here, but it may take a lot of bandwidth to get it from the factory up to the cloud, do the analysis on it, and try to get it back. That's going to be slow, it's going to consume a lot of bandwidth, and you may not have the real-time capabilities that you need to make decisions. Well, we've been working with Microsoft on this for about 3 years, and in June, Microsoft was able to announce their IoT Edge product. And what that does is that actually lets you bring the workload that was in the cloud, like that streaming analytics, it can seamlessly now migrate and run at the edge. And the way it works is you develop your application in the cloud, you get it perfected, and then you are able to actually push it down to the edge. And in our case, it's running on an Edgeline EL4000. That's a system that has 4 compute nodes in it with Xeon processors. It has up to 48 terabytes of storage, as you'll see in a second, or any number of option cards that can be added. All of these are independent nodes with full management like you'd have in the data center. We bring our ILO out to the edge, and it's all there. And so now we can bring that data in. We can run that streaming analytics app right at the edge and run it locally, get all your data analyzed, turn the results around in real time, and actually impact the factory operation. Then you can send back just the summary or the results all back to the cloud, minimizing the overhead and latency. Now again, this is something that Microsoft worked on with us. We now have it running. It's actually fully released. And we've been working, as I said, with Microsoft for about 2 years on this. And we're really, really proud of the results here. And we're already seeing customers adopting this methodology. This is actually a real-world scenario from one of our customers. So again, it's moving that application from the cloud to the edge. All right, another case. This is one we're working with Microsoft right now. And you can see it over in our booth back a couple of rows over. In that Microsoft had a project where they created an FPGA and were using it in the cloud to do AI. Now, an FPGA provides a really flexible way to actually offload critical algorithms from the main CPU and program them locally in this FPGA card for a greatly accelerated performance. Microsoft had actually created these cards to use in the Bing environment for doing AI on the data that was coming in. So they've actually had years of honing and perfecting this, and they're now bringing that same technology out to the edge. And so we're partnering with Microsoft where we take these cards, these FPGA cards, plug them in to our EL4000, and then using software that Microsoft developed, and then we're honing it into a solution, we're actually able to run this high-performance analytics at the edge and marry it up with what's running on the FPGA, with what's running on an x86 server, running things like TensorFlow, and actually do in real time things at a very high performance. So that's what we're doing. It's called Brainwave. You can see it back over there in the HPE booth. And we're really excited about it. We actually have some customer trials going on right now with this. And so it's really looking good as a solution for actually analyzing, in this case, video at the edge. Another really cool thing we're doing, one of the limitations you often see at the edge is how much data can I store? And what you've got here is, in the past, that might be a few gigabytes or a couple of hundred gigabytes. We now have announced and are delivering a set of cards that lets you actually offer 48 terabytes of storage at the edge. That means you actually can cache up a ton of data, process it, send results up to the cloud, all of that using technology like Microsoft SQL Server, Microsoft storage spaces at the edge spanning 4 nodes. And that's what we facilitate with this new Edgeline extended storage adapter. So again, really high performance capabilities at the edge. Lastly, what I want to share with you is how we work with our customers and partners. We've created a set of labs, 4 of them all around the world, and we engage with customers and partners in these labs. We actually run real proof of concepts, bring in engineers from our partners, from HPE and our customers, and actually develop and prototype solutions that then get deployed out to our customers. Now, this picture is actually a really interesting one. This is one of our labs in Houston. And how many of you ever heard of this hurricane called Harvey? Harvey paid a visit to this lab last year. In fact, it came in 2016, and we had about 18 inches of water. Harvey came to visit, and we were up to 48 inches. This was a really cool lab. We loved it. We've moved it now to the 2nd floor. We lost a lot of gear there, but it's really cool. What you can see is these are a variety of industrial and enterprise solutions running everything from a smart city, manufacturing, oil and gas, and healthcare, all prototyped and available for us to work with customers on in the labs. So we do this around the world. We've got 4 labs, and we'd love to talk to you if you have a use case that we could work together on. Lastly, none of this would be possible without having a really good solution, a service environment. And we've got that with our Point Next organization. They provide the services that help you actually implement and deliver these solutions. And so Point Next is our service arm. They can work together with you on real live proof of concepts and implementations. I want to thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed your food. Please come visit with us either up here or we're back at the booth about 2 rows over. We've got a lot of things going on. HPE, you know, we're really strong in the data center, but we are actually even stronger and growing at the edge, and we'd love to talk to you about your problems beyond the data center. So thank you. Have a great week.